Guys, welcome back. I'm going to keep this video short, sweet, and simple, telling you what trades I'm taking, what I'm expecting from the Bitcoin price chart. Okay, without further ado, let's begin. So, scanning straight in the chart, what we can see here, and I want to highlight this, is a liquidation map here. So what it's showing is that everyone is very, very heavily tilted short side. So what this means to me specifically is I'm expecting a push higher. However, how we get there is going to be a little bit convoluted and a little bit tricky. So I'm going to go deep dive into that more local time frame to get that pivot and to see what we're looking at. So I'm going to delete that now. Going back from the last video where we were looking at, I was expecting a bit of a drop to push into our key level. Instead of having the drop, we ended up pushing straight up into the key level and we've since rejected. So, you know, it's not always going to play out how you expect it to play out. I wanted to see sweep of these lows and go back into the value area low to push back up, but it didn't do that. Instead, what we saw, and I'll go down here to the 30 minutes so we can get a clear picture, especially when you throw on the volume profile, but I have it here last time, something like that. So yeah, what we saw, I wanted to see this get taken out. Instead, we just sort of ranged it and swooped up into that level I was looking at. So the level I was looking at was this level right here, about $91,000. So 90, very, very close enough. Basically what I was expecting was coming into the Fibonacci level, you're coming into a volume cluster here, you're coming into highs that are right above us here. So I think that was also highlighted in sections here. We also had a large amount of volume weighted averages converging in one spot, as you could see. So yeah, other than that, it was just very, very, very technical, I would say. So you obviously took the swing failure pattern, the high, you came into the region, now you've rejected from there. So let's have a look at what would be the next expectation from there. So now that level, right? That level's done. We don't need to use that level anymore. So this level, I don't think it holds that much value anymore since we've already tapped into it. So if we just slap on what we've got, volume weighted averages, yeah, we're back into that zone. We came very, very close to that 4 hour plus that POC. So there was a few different levels of resistance there. So where does the majority of confluence lie right now? So I would say that we're back beneath the key volume weighted averages. And if I also put this one on, you can see I can guarantee we're going to be trapped within. Yep. So we're trapped within. So usually what happens with this is price will converge. This will go down this way. We'll range a little bit and then price has to decide where it goes. So I think this has two ways, right? And I think the majority, I'm leaning, I think both ways will lead to up personally. So that's what I'm looking at. So even if we dip down temporarily, I'd expect it to resume up, or we could break out from here and expect that push up higher. But my base case would definitely be we're going to be pushing higher. So I just think we've ranged long enough, and I just don't think we're going to keep ranging here for like infinite amount of time. So, and I think the max pain situation is actually going to be push higher considering what we've got on the backdrop for liquidation levels. Okay. So that's really what I'm sort of eyeing off at this current moment. And what else do we have? On fear and greed, we're sort of creeping out of that zone. It looks something akin to this, where you bounce and range. There is a chance that we do dip down and take out lows before we resume up. That is an option. It's not what I want to see. It's not my expectation, but there's a chance for it. Okay. So we always got to keep that on the horizon. Liquidation levels, we do have a few liquidations to the downside, but I would say majority is definitely up. So it's sitting at $97,000 to $111,000. That would be like a major target up there. But for now, you'd really be targeting 97, which I've been highlighting repeatedly in my videos. 97,000 is such a key level to look for. Now, momentum, what do we got here? On the weekly, we've seen the green dot form. So it looks something like this. So yeah, you don't have to rock it up straight away, but it's definitely there. On the daily, you've got the green dot that's formed, green dot formed there. So you're starting to see that you came from indecision waves. Now we're starting to see a little bit more decision. So if we thrust up a little bit, we might have one of these little waves where it's like that. You create that sort of low, puts a low in here, then it resumes up. So that could definitely happen. But I just want to highlight my expectation is definitely higher. So we know that. So if you're buying spot, I think that's fine. Your invalidation for spot would, for me, it'd be the monthly level for the spot trade. I would close it here. Then I'd look for re-entry down at this level. That being said, I would just be DCAing spot if I was doing it. So again, triangle pattern for the DCA, be doing it heavier as you go lower, lighter, heavier as you go lower. Okay. So that's the thesis for that. But really, if we were to like boil down what we're currently seeing, it would be that we're in a parallel channel here. So you're at the midpoint, you're trading the midpoint, you got the high and the low of your value area regions for this range. So we're just trading right in the middle. So no trade should really be taking place right in the middle of the range. So I personally wouldn't be entering a trade right now. If I was entering a trade, it would have to be at the POC. It'd be a short here, but I wouldn't be taking a short. I'm leaning long. So really my entry would be here. If if I were to take an entry, or if you're doing spot, just DCA. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. I hope that's very clear. I hope that last video was very clear because we were highlighting that very key level, taking out these highs, swoop up, take out and back into that resistance level, and then drop down for the take profit taking. So yeah, basically akin to this, just minus that didn't happen. And you can't get everything right in trading. You're not going to get every single pivot correct. It's just highly unlikely. That's why I'm a very big proponent of mark your levels out, be patient and wait for them to be hit. So we know that level of resistance was here. We know level of support at the time was here to look at. And we hit the level of resistance first and we rejected. So that's really what I was looking at the time. Anyway, I hope that's very clear. Go down in the description below, subscribe to the channel, put post notifications on because I'm going to be updating you every step of the way. If you want to be profitable in this market, I'm here to guide you. This is not a channel where we're just going to get rich quick. This is a long-term channel that I'm going to be building over years and decades, tracking this market. So we can also time the blow for the liquidity cycle for the next bull run, because this, I believe the next 10 years will seal the deal for wealth accumulation. I don't believe there's any more opportunity to make anything meaningful after the next 10 years once everything becomes hyper financialized, everything is sort of solidified in the blockchain, everything is tokenized. There's no opportunity because everything's going to be gate kept, okay? So with a little glimmer of hope here now, there's a last little bit of opportunity where capital's still flowing into something new. This is it, okay? So you better lock in, all right? The generations, they need this. It's not going to happen because AI is coming. All these different converging things are coming into place. We're seeing populations decline. All these grim things are happening, okay? If you don't secure your future here, it's not going to work because previous generations had a different thing, population growth, all this sort of stuff, productivity that was going to the hands of people, not AI, which is deflationary on the market, which is going to stuff things up, okay? So anyway, subscribe to the stuff, follow my Instagram, the Twitter link down below, WEEX links, Bybit links for exchanges. You can trade with me. Don't just YOLO into stuff. Be careful, wait for the levels I'm looking at, okay? Also, make some comments if you want that. And then, yeah, just subscribe. Put the post notifications on so you're aware of the next updates I do because you will need them, okay? Macro videos down here and also collaborations are down here. And then the channels. Also, Isaac Macro is a channel I'm starting. I'm going to be talking about macroeconomic data there and how that's going to impact us in the trades and impact the future of what we can do and pivots we make going forward, okay? Without further ado, guys, subscribe. See you later. Have a good day, and I'll catch you guys in the next update.